Hey guys, Francois here from the Tank RC. We are live. At least we're supposed to be live. Anyways, here we are. And now I'm gonna try to put this in the comments. At least we're supposed to be below. So if anybody joins in, they can follow the link and join in live. So in the live chat, I've now posted the link to join in. So hopefully a couple people are gonna try to join in tonight. I invited a bunch of people. Some people can make it and some people can't. So while we're waiting for people, this is the Jeep I've been working on. Basically, it's on a GTM chassis, a Cross Canyon. I have to cut the bumper here. I'm always hanging up on things, so I'm gonna cut it a little shorter here on each side. And I got a big guy for this, but I got a couple other guys that are going to fit better the scale for this truck. So this is a sawback body on a Cross Canyon. I got holding by magnets. I will be taking it off. I went to GCM and we did rock sliders, and I'll be showing you that in a minute. They're actually hiding underneath the frame, which is kind of cool because it actually follows it. And we've made a rear bumper. And we've made roll bars. That was the last thing we made, but I told them I didn't want them to weld it because I'm actually gonna try to weld it myself at the back and do some brazing. But what I have to do is because they're not put on there yet, is I'm gonna make a template and actually put it on the template, make sure it still fits, because I need something to hold it at the right place to make sure I'm not soldering crooked or brazing it crooked or whatever. So I'm going to be making a little piece on the bottom, plastic or whatever. So when I braze it here, it holds everything together. So while I'm talking, I'm going to be making that. And let me put the camera down so I can actually, and I was going to put a show on my TV, but it was dead. It runs on batteries. My little plasma, my scale plasma. So I have magnets holding this, but now I'll take this off and show you basically what Chris and I did the other day at his shop. So there's a rock sliders, and Chris has actually bended this so it actually fits the body. And we put a little carrier here to carry the rod down a little bit so it's nice and flush here. And the bumper, it was left over for another job that he did. And I have mufflers. So there's dual exhaust now on this thing. So they were left over from another build that he did that actually fit a Cross Canyon. And what we did is we flipped the bumper upside down because it actually, there's the holes that used to go on the frame. We just put it on top of my frame instead of putting it on the bottom. Like that, the mufflers are a little higher. And yes, my mufflers only start here and end over here. And I have my my truck is actually on droop. I love this because it's on droop. And if I lift it up, it falls a little bit, but when you're crawling, see, it wants to come back up. That's because the springs, I put little tiny springs in there, it's like a spring that you'd find in a pen, but it's actually on where the cap is for the oil, where you have holes. It's actually in between there and the bottom. So you take the whole shock apart, take the pin out, put the spring in, and then drop your rod in, and then it actually pulls your truck back. What that does is when you hit a rock, or when you get into a bind or a twist, it actually pulls it back up. And it's not just floppy, just going down. There's actually, and usually with the frame twist and all that, it does do a lot of twisting and bending. And you'll see that in my video that I'm actually going to go live tomorrow morning. I took this thing out on the rocks, and it just did just great. Oh, I got somebody telling me the link is not working. So let me check that out. So I'm going to have an intermission, check the link, and you guys just keep looking at my gal here for a little bit, and I'll be right back. I'm getting somebody to test out the Hangout link, so hopefully it shouldn't be too long. Look like Firefox does not like Hangout anymore. Use something else than Hangout. So you guys are trying to come into this and can't come in, please comment and I'll try to fix it. I got my buddy Eric Forget that was trying to come in, but he's saying the link wasn't working. It looks like it is trying, but he's trying to use Firefox and it's not letting him. Walt Huber is now online. Hey, Walt, you gonna try to get online and chat with us? So basically, what we did for this a while back, too many windows open. That was last week. So what we did is we bent and used a pipe bender to bend these. It's kind of weird. I'm looking at my screen, at my computer screen, and every time I look at the computer screen and I'm trying to touch something or let go, it uses the wrong end because everything is reverse. So it's kind of weird. So I used the pipe bender, and what we did is we bended some pipes together to make the roll bars. And after, what we did is we put some set screws in there. So figure it out right at the bend, where the bend ended on both sides. We tapped it and with a 3mm tap, drilled it, tapped it, and then we put the pipe, and I believe that's 3/16 pipe. It does fit in, but it fits in snug. But the only way, if you really want to thread this, you could thread this and actually, but you have to squish the pipe, either tap it on each side or get something to crimp it a little, just to make it a little, the hole a little bit smaller. But what I wanted to do is a small bend here and also have it a longer bend at the bottom. See, here's a long bend and shorter bend, but what I wanted is the other way around. Now I have to weld this, but I want to make sure that everything stays exactly in the right spot, so when I put it in the truck, so everything is straight. So I have a bunch of plastic, and this is actually a binder, an old piece of binder, a very thick piece of plastic, and that's what I'm going to use for the body, and actually cut the body. Oh, looks like Eric is back in. Hi, Eric, your mic is muted.
Yes,
it's all good.
I was trying to close my Firefox.
Good, the link is working.
Yeah, the first one wasn't.
The first one was not?
No,
Okay.
It was giving a 404 error.
Okay, I'll change that on my Facebook and Google Plus also, because I got the same link, but I'll delete the other one and change that real quick. So Eric, you've been busy with your wife and on weekend and at work?
Yes, didn't have to do much crawling yet.
I started working on the trail at the back. I have not been out on my trail, but I did do some work on it. But I tried it real quick, especially the 28-foot long bridge that I did.
Yes, I saw that. It was pretty amazing.
It's long logs. They were kind of fun to cut. And I managed to kill my 4x4 slash today.
Yeah, I saw that. So you burnt the electronics?
The motor it just stopped working. It just like was caught, like really cogging, and I'm trying to get it to go, and it doesn't want to go. It's really weird. And the battery post where the battery connects, it gets hot very fast. So I think the ESC or the motor, something is fried. So I'll take it apart tomorrow or over the weekend and see.
That's a
brushless.
Brushless or okay?
Yeah, it's a
like the one I
VXL.
have.
It's like 3 years old already. So like 3 or 4 years old. Like it's run through a lot of packs. So
yeah, it might be the motor, the bearings, or something, or alignment. Well, that wouldn't short anything though. It would just.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess if it can't turn, it might overheat. Yeah.
Okay. So you're cleaning your cars and your stuff.
Yes.
So I'm presenting you to everybody right now.
Oh, okay. So reason I'm cleaning my cars to make them look good to sell them.
Oh, yeah. I find a lot of people don't do that. Actually, they want top bucks and top money for their cars, and they leave all the dust on it, showing that they're well used, which is a good thing. But
yes.
They should really clean them.
Yeah, clean them and make sure everything works. So when the buyer comes, you don't have surprises and not have to lower your price because everything is not in good condition or working condition.
Yeah. You're just getting rid of your short course, or what are you selling?
I'm gonna sell. I got three short courses to sell. My SC10.
Okay.
Two-wheel drive. My Slash two-wheel drive and my Lozi. I think that's the one that's gonna hurt me the most. My Lozi.
Yeah, your Lozi short course.
Yeah. And then hopefully I have enough to buy myself a Traxxas crawler.
Oh yeah, the new one. It looks kind of cool. It's got a lot of neat features on it, and it's a nice size. I saw it at the store.
Yeah, I'm gonna still wait a little bit, see what people think about it, but so far it looks pretty amazing.
Yep.
Oh, I'll wait till one of the guys at the club gets one.
You got a lot of short course truck there.
Yeah, I got all three. Oh, so.
Well, next month, when on the 22nd, Great Hobbies mentioned that they might let me try out this truck here. So it might be here for people to actually try it out on my course.
That would be very, very cool.
Yeah. So Great Hobbies Ottawa actually mentioned that by that time it's going to be like 2 months old on the shelf. So there should be no problem taking it out and bring it to your house and for us to try it on the trails. So it would be good for them to actually do that.
A good promotion. You might sell a few like that.
Yep.
Or just make a few videos too.
Yep. See if it can make my 55-degree hill. Or even the hill climb.
Hill climb and inclines and the bridge. Yep. Show off the clearance with those portal axle.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool, especially on a couple of the things I have going on here. Especially, I got a V. I'm going to do two V-shape holes, so people really have to put their wheels at the right spot. One spot is actually you got to climb that V hill.
Okay.
And another spot, it's going to be flat on the ground. So it's going to be like a gorge, and you have to make sure You're putting your truck in the right place.
Yeah.
So what I did real quick is I cut that piece of plastic to fit in there.
Maybe
and I'm gonna
switch to your screen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would be a good idea. Stop presenting and present me instead.
That will work.
So it doesn't. Yeah, so it doesn't quit. It doesn't go to you when you talk and say something.
Yeah.
That's why I find sometimes when people do some hangouts like this, they don't know about this feature. You can actually lock the camera to stay on a certain person.
Yeah.
So the camera doesn't keep jumping from one person to the other.
Yeah, especially when you're presenting something you're working on, or.
Yeah. This plastic, it's an old binder I had. So I cut the covers off, and I've been using this a lot. And it works almost like styrene, but it's actually very thick plastic. It's kind of cool.
Oh, so you're gonna close off.
I know that it's probably gonna melt when I start brazing on top, but that's something I can live with, and I'll probably put a little piece of something to hold it. But as long as it holds it for me to start brazing, and then I don't care what happens to it, because it's just to hold it there in the right place. Did you try brazing yet?
I don't have any brazing rods.
Okay.
They're fairly expensive. I think like $15 for a tree or something like that.
No, they're not that much.
Okay.
I know I bought some, but they're not that much.
Okay.
Maybe $8, I think, or something like that.
$8, okay. But they weren't very long, though. Maybe that was the.
Yeah, but you don't need a lot. This is very small work.
Do you braze with propane or MAP gas?
I use MAP. The propane
eh?
is not hot enough.
Not enough.
Well, it depends on the metal you're working on too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was trying to braze with propane, but it just wasn't cutting it. It just wasn't hot enough.
Yeah.
Then I got MAP, and it's way better. It's like night and day.
Yeah, it's a bit more expensive, but it does the work much better.
Yeah. And that's what I use to do my. Last year I was building some land anchors. That's what I used, and I did the video with it. So basically, I did a little bed. I did a bed in my bed.
Nice.
Now I can mark where this thing goes, where it's going to sit nice in there, and do some little holes.
But why do you say you're gonna braze some more on the bar? Or?
Yeah, well, these bars are actually not brazed. See, I can take them off.
Okay, I see.
So it's either that I try to squish these and just turn them until it actually makes a thread and just leave it there, but there's a set screw here. But what I want to do instead is I'm gonna put some screws from underneath to make sure it holds there and everything is nice and straight, parallel on each side, and then I can braze it, and I know it's going to stay there.
Yeah, maybe just put a wet rag or something before you start brazing.
Yeah, I could put something, or even some people, what they do is before they braze, you take a piece of vice grip, or you take another piece of metal, like that. The heat actually follows that metal.
Okay.
Instead of going all the way down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to help a lot when you roll over and.
Yeah. Well, especially this Jeep, there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing, and when it just rolled over, it was a flat truck. So if ever I flip it now, actually, it's going to have something to roll on and something to hopefully to flip me back on my wheels. Are you going to the RC 4-wheel drive G6?
I don't think so.
I think it's on.
I don't think so, but I'm not saying no, but right now it's not in the works. It's not in the plan.
Okay. I bought my ticket, so I'm going.
You bought your tickets? Yeah, it might be sold out by that time too. I don't know if they're.
No, it never sold out.
Never sold out?
It's
Okay.
never.
That one's pretty much open to everybody.
Yeah. That one you can come and have some fun, and I think that's going to be straight there. Let's see if some people are writing anything real quick.
I should keep. I don't know if I can keep YouTube open and not play the video.
Yeah, Walt Huber says he's just going to sit there and chat with us in the chat box, and not join in, which is okay. Thanks for the comment. He says nice body. Well, Tony from CCXRC actually sent me this. It was a gift for Sebastien, and he actually sent this for me to put it on and give it to Sebastien. It looks like I'm going to have to do some touch-up on the paint. Good, because I used the spray-on paint and it's been coming off at a couple different places, so I'm starting to see the blue that it used to be. What I did on this is just use, I think it was Krylon, or what was it? I think I might have the box here. Hold on. Yeah, this is the camouflage, Krylon camouflage green. That's what I put on here.
So
They do say it's good for plastic. For metal, wood, hard plastic.
You might want to sand the plastic a little bit.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Excellent.
I did sand it, but like any, and it's been staying on pretty good, but when you scrape a rock, you scrape a rock. It's like crazy.
Yeah, it's a hard body. It's you could try putting a clear. Well, you want that flat look, though, eh? So put a clear coat on it, but it's not.
And I don't mind the other color coming through because it kind of makes it look older.
That's too bright.
Tank, look at my new post. Nice bodies. Are you talking about my body or the Jeep body?
I'm pretty sure he's talking about your Jeep body.
Oh, come on. I did gain weight.
I think that's a losing battle for the weight, eh?
Yeah. Midlife RC. Hello, Frank. Hello. So off camera, I'm going to try to drill this out real quick. And not drill the table. That's the hard part.
Yes.
My trusty old Milwaukee. And it's got a clutch. Very good to have a clutch when you're doing this kind of work.
Yeah. Well, when you're drilling, not too much, but when you're screwing in, yeah.
Yeah. Because 3mm and 2.5mm screws are not very easily stripped.
Yeah, or breaks right into the metal.
Mm-hmm.
Not a problem with plastic, they just strip, but put a little bit bigger sometimes.
Dave from Radio Control Patrol was supposed to jump in here.
Might just be late.
Yep. Well, he was working till 9, so maybe he did run late.
Yeah.
Nice little tiny holes.
Oh, that's really close to the edge, eh?
Yeah, it is. This one's even closer.
Wow.
Past the edge.
If it doesn't work, I got an aluminum flat stock. Like, can you see it? Like this stuff here. I got lots of that stuff.
Oh, hold on. Let me present you.
Oh, I just I don't know,
present to everybody. What stuff?
Like stuff like this. This is aluminum.
Oh yes. Yeah, it would have been good for me to use an aluminum sheet actually.
What's the fun? You always try something, it doesn't work, try something else, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just taking picture of all the accessories I'm gonna try to sell with it.
How much
see how it goes.
How much were you going to be asking for your trucks?
I really don't know. It's a brushless two-wheel drive, so I don't know if 275 is too much.
Okay.
It's ready to run. I don't know. I'd have to look how much they are. I think they're like about 500 or 600 new.
Okay.
For the brushless, I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes I'm wondering. Sometimes it's more. You get more money when you sell them in parts, but it takes longer.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can say if you want just the brushless system, I can sell separate. I should leave that there.
Well, you know, I might be in the market for a 4x4 part.
I think what's Walt said it was Eric's body. The post is a cool looking Jeep. And then I think Mad Life RC is asking what is it. I don't know if he's asking.
Oh, I think he's asking for your truck. You want to show your trucks? I'll present you to everybody.
Okay, just turn off my phone.
Let's do a sell-off thing.
Sell him live, a live auction.
Yeah. Live auction. Going once, going twice.
Lots of fun with these things, eh?
So that's a Slash, or what is that one?
Yeah, it's a two-wheel drive Slash. It has, I think, the Proline suspension on it, with the arms and all that. And what is it? Proline steering. I think those, I don't know, caliber tires.
Caliber tires.
It's, okay. And it's a brushless.
Do you know the KV of the motor and what kind of brushless system it is?
It's a Venelon. It's a stock VXL3 there. Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's 3,800 kV the motor. No, it doesn't say on it.
So it's the stock Slash Selenium system?
Yep.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see what I'm always open to offers, and you see what.
Which other ones that you had? I thought you mentioned you had a.
Yeah, I was going to take them out slowly.
I'm trying to rush them.
No, I just want to take as many pictures as I can before putting them away again.
Yeah, that's true. And you cleaned them all up?
Well, they were pretty clean before. that's the thing, because I want to sell them, I don't want to run them.
Yeah, it's true.
And you run them and you got to clean them like for an hour or something.
Yeah, midlife. He's got the 3 short course truck for sale, but he's in Canada, so shipping might be a killer.
Yeah, so I'm trying to try to ship local, sell it local if I can. It's easier.
He's got 2-wheel drive and 2 4x4s.
Yeah,
But one of them is a.
Am I still presenting? Okay. Oops,
Yeah, you're still presenting. We've been seeing your belly go in front of the
my
camera.
belly now. Yeah. This is my. This one's a roller though. As
Oh, that's a roller. That's a 2-wheel drive or 4x4.
4x4.
4x4 SC10.
Yeah, TEN-SCTE or something. TEN-SCTE. Yeah.
Okay.
It's been used a bit. Now, can you see? Yeah, you can see the scratches.
Yeah. Camera quality is not the best, but unless it's on my side.
Yeah, I'm using my laptop.
Okay.
You have a dedicated camera for yours, or?
Yeah, I have a Logitech HD camera.
Oh, that's nice.
I'll switch to me for a sec. So I've screwed it on, so it's actually holding on. So this weekend I'm going to try some brazing, and it's actually holding it pretty solid. So once it's finished brazing, I just have to take it off of this white sheet, drill the holes on this one, and now that I have this, I have my templates where my holes are going to go, and just put it onto the truck.
Whoops! You guys just screw. Well, everything's falling down. I guess
Oh,
just
no.
screwing it.
I'm going back to you. Oh, nice paint job. Did you do it?
Stickers.
Okay.
I don't know if you can. Yeah, you can. Well, you can see from it. I just put the they're reverse sticker. Yeah, they're reverse stickers. So I put the stickers on before, and then I painted over it.
That works.
That works. It was my first body I painted.
Okay.
That was my second body I painted. That was a bit nicer.
Okay.
Nothing too special.
Oh, talking about bodies, you have spare bodies? I'm looking for one.
I have a few. Are you looking for good condition or not so good condition?
Well, it doesn't matter. If they're free, I don't care the condition. If I have to pay for them, then yeah, a little bit better condition.
These would be free.
Yeah.
There's one. I'm not sure what is a thick. That's a SC10 body.
Okay.
That's another S. Yeah, it's SC10 stock. Well,
Now, are the holes for the SC10 and slash 2-wheel drive at the same spot? I thought they were.
that I can check that, eh?
Because mine
for
is
a 2-wheel drive.
Yeah, it's for 2-wheel drive.
I think they aren't.
I think they are, because my brother was actually switching them from body to body. But if they're not, I don't care redrilling. I don't mind retapping new holes.
Okay, no, they aren't.
Okay.
He might have had 2 set of holes in his bodies.
Yeah, he might have.
Very different.
Okay.
I think it's because this is the body I just pulled off my SCX10, and it's not even close. Maybe a slash 4-wheel drive is the wheelbase, right? Yeah, it's the wheelbase.
Yeah, but the posts are different on the 4-wheel drive, I think.
Yeah, it sits a bit differently too. Yeah, because the posts are more in the back on the slash, and on the CX10 they're more in the front.
Okay.
So that one doesn't work, but you can always make a few holes, block the other holes with the.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is for a slash, I think. It's tight, but it works.
Okay.
No, If you put it in the holes, that the wheel wells don't line up.
Okay. I know,
But it
Matt.
does work.
For the price, I'm going to redrill.
Yeah. Well, that one's pretty cracked though. I think it's about 80% Lexan, 20% the shoe goop. Shoe boot with fiberglass tape. Yeah, that was my first bodies I had. They were given to me. They were given to me also. So I go, oh, I can bring you all three and choose the best ones or glue them all together.
Anybody that's watching right now knows what the stock spur and pinion on the SCX10 is? I think the spur is 87 because that's what I have on here.
SCX10 or SX? Okay, SCX10.
SCX10, yeah. Because I want a little bit more wheel speed on my son's truck. So he's got an 87 spur and a 20 teeth pinion.
Oh, it's already pretty big on the pinion.
Yeah.
I think
I could go a little bit bigger on the pinion, but somebody told me to go put a smaller spur instead.
Well, it's because at 20 teeth, you're pretty much like the bigger you put, the more heat you're going to get on the motor.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be turning so slow. I don't want to have as much torque. Okay, I'll put the slash back away.
Midlife RC says you shouldn't have any issues selling them.
No, it's just asking the right price. Some people ask almost, $100 off retail. Well, you're not going to sell it, I think you had a little issue with that this week, eh? You're trying to buy something and it was pretty, or was just a comment?
Yeah, it was just a comment. Somebody was selling a bomber, and he's selling it. And the only thing he's got on there, he's selling the bomber, but he's got carriers in metal. They're Vanquish, and carriers at the back that are Vanquish also. But other than that, he might. Oh yeah, there's the steering bar is a Vanquish bar also.
Yeah, I had a couple of things, but nothing.
Yeah, but not worth what he was asking, and he's asking more than retail.
Ouch.
For the truck, for the bomber.
Yeah, so
he was asking $550, and we can get it $530, I think, plus tax.
Yeah, but it's just,
But like the option he had on there are not worth the money he was asking.
Yeah, it's not. He's got maybe $100 invested in it, and that's about it.
But you can ask what you want for it.
Exactly, it's your price. If you don't sell it,
you get stuck with it. It's buyers beware. Yeah. Whoever buys it has to make sure he does his homework.
Yeah, or sometimes people want to sell it, but when they say how much money they're going to lose, they change their mind.
Yeah.
There's my SCX10. I kind of stole everything off of it.
Let me switch to you. I'll stop presenting. There you
go. There you go. I pretty much stole everything off of it to put on my Bronco. All the brushless system, the servo.
Okay.
No, I didn't steal the servo. The servo's still on. But all the brushless system, the winch, the bumper, the RC four-wheel drive metal bumpers on the Bronco now.
So you got nothing left on your SCX10?
Oh, no, I still have everything for it. I just got to figure out what I'm going to put on it.
Okay.
So, what speed control did I have on the?
But did you have your? You still have your sender?
Yes. Oh yeah. I'm gonna put my Dynamite little speed control.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good one.
I think you have one of those or similar.
Yeah, I have the same one running on my SCX10.
Yeah. And I think I had RC four-wheel drive motor somewhere.
The only thing I don't like is the drag brake is a little weak, especially on my truck because I have a heavy truck. So drag brake is weak on my truck, but on any other truck, stock SCX10, it would be perfect. But if you have a heavy truck, it's just going to keep rolling down the hill.
Yeah. And then maybe give it a body change or something.
Cool.
I'd like to try something with the plastic there, the white plastic there.
Styrene?
Styrene, yeah. Turn it into
It's a lot of work.
Well, I'm thinking of making, you know, those little armored trucks or whatever. It's mostly angles.
Yes.
Yeah, something
Yeah, that'd be cool.
an armored personal carrier or something. But
yeah, you don't see too many of those.
Yeah. Just build it and try to do a little bit of accessories. Nothing too. Was it Denis there that on our group or something? He built kind of a funny. It's not. Is it a rate? A customized rate or something?
No, it's a smaller than that. It's a slit rock.
Split
racers.
rock or something. Yeah, it's really nice, that one he did.
Yeah, he did a nice job.
But he spent.
This is what I did with my body. I don't know if you've seen pictures of it.
Okay. I seen it a little bit, but yeah, okay. So you got a honcho in the back, and your Rubicon in the front.
Yeah, I cut it up, and I put a piece of styrene here to hold it, and I've actually put a Wraith interior because my transmission is actually flipped because I have dig, so it actually fit perfectly underneath the interior of a Wraith.
Oh, very nice.
So it fits perfect. And the two cages, and you can see the bend here, it's actually bending in. I put a set screw to hold the cage here because that's how it held. And then the set screw sticks out. But actually, this is just by pressure because it's always pushing. This is always pushing this way. This is always pushing this way. Okay. It was actually holding by itself. But I actually made sure I cut these in the right place, and I got two screws holding the cage here. This means that if I take my cage out, my body comes out in one piece.
Oh yeah, that's very.
So everything
very useful.
So I can. This looks better now. So now I can actually just set it and work on it, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to make sure that if I built something that I was able to take it apart, or if it rolled down, it wasn't going to fall apart. And this is where I put my 12 volt back in, my 12 volt tri LEDs.
Oh, okay, the underlighting.
Underlighting, yeah. People here in Ontario, they say my truck is like a Quebecer because I got underglow, and that's what the Quebec kids put on their cars. Is the underglow. So I still have to clean up a little bit and make sure I put some tape to hold the wires down, and I got a little bit of work, but it's getting there.
Yeah. Looking very nice. Did you run out of the call to crawl yet, or not? Didn't go yet?
No, I didn't go to the first one.
Ah.
Second one I'm hosting, which is going to be on the 22nd.
You should be at that one, right?
Yeah, I should be at that one. But last year I ran it and I hosted the call to crawl. It was way too much work, way too much. So this year I'm just going to host it. I'm not going to run it. It's I can't.
Yeah. Because you can run it any time you want. It's just the points, but whatever.
Yeah. What I did here is I've actually made roll bars right inside the body, and I actually shoe glued these pieces of wood that are exactly the same size as these and painted them black. So when you're looking at this, you actually have the sense that they're actually roll bars inside the truck.
Okay, that looks pretty neat.
So
did you buy the?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you buy the interior for a rate, or did you have one?
One of the guys here, what the heck was his name? I can't remember. It'll pop in my head when we keep talking. He gave it to me about 2 years ago.
Okay.
So this was sitting on my bench, right between my bench and the motorcycles here. It's been sitting there for 2 years, just waiting there. And then I said, well, I got to do something with this. So I decided to do this. And now I'm probably going to go and buy from, I think it's one of those places that sells our C parts there online. They have a steering wheel kit, little servo, a steering wheel, and you
Okay.
have the reverse on it.
A motorized steering?
Yeah. So I think I'm going to put that on here because it would be perfect. I don't have windows, I don't have nothing, and I can have a guy putting it.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be cool.
The only thing I did on here that I had to do is I brought the seats down. The Wraith interior actually has a bump here.
Yes, it has a little. Oh, Midlife RC's leaving, I think.
Oh, thanks for dropping by, Midlife. I just saw that too.
It doesn't show the time when they post, eh?
No, you don't?
No.
But that chat is a little bit delayed on us. So.
Yeah, because I had both videos playing when I joined the Hangouts, and it was awful. Like there's like 3 second, 5 second delay. It was like crazy.
Yeah, this is how I have it on mine. Come on. Okay, gonna do a special effect here. This is the live video that's overlapped on the chat video. So if I go back to the chat video, see, I'm just now flipping the camera around. So there's a delay.
I have two screens. I can't really see.
Two screens.
Actually, three, but.
Video effect.
Yeah, mirror.
Yeah.
How come you don't have two screens, for presenting?
Because I'm using my laptop on my bench.
Yeah, but you don't have a port or something like external video?
I do have an output on it, and I have a couple monitors. I should set it up. I do these often enough. I should set it up.
Makes it easier.
Yeah, and that's my pile of my SCX10. What's left?
Wow.
The interior.
Yeah, it looks like a real wreck yard.
Oh yeah, it's a big pile up. And there's my chick holding on to water. That's the guy that used to be in my SCX10, which is just half of him.
Okay. Oh, so he's not sitting inside the tires.
No, it looks like it. So that's why I put him there. The other half, I gave it to Outback Jack. So the bottom half of him is actually with Outback Jack. And then I have my stuff on my bench, all my scale little items. And the dust on the ground.
Yeah.
The motorcycles at this end with the guy that's half dead, or not half, fully dead.
Skeleton, yes.
And more junk on this side.
All your little parts.
Yeah, I keep pushing, and then it starts getting up, then I put it down.
So, well, that's what I did tonight. I cleaned the whole desk, the workbench, because there was too much stuff.
And a bunch of RC trucks on my tree.
Yeah, you have quite a few.
That's an old RC10. That one is actually a vintage one.
Yeah, I don't know where mine is. I have a Losi Junior 2.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I got a 2 vintage. I got a Tamiya, a Super Hornet, and that RC10.
And a Beetle. But it's a vintage model, but you bought it recently, right?
That is correct. It's actually still in the box. I haven't even started the build yet. I bought it for a winter build just before Christmas, and I still didn't do it.
Yeah, me too. I wanted to get some styrene and try some stuff out, but
there's a nice build I want to start building soon, and I'll be sending you pictures and telling you about it. But it's gonna be cool. What I want to try to do.
Okay. Well, it looks easy when you watch Sean build it, or the guy from our club. It's like it looks easy, but it looks like a lot of work.
Yeah. So there's my transmission and all my mess of wires. And there's the ESC, that same one that you're putting on your truck.
Yeah, a little dynamite. I think it goes up to 3 cell, I think.
Yes, I run 3 cell on mine, yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect for crawlers. It's nothing Nothing fancy and waterproof.
Yeah. Where is my? Yeah, there it is. So last time I was doing some work on this, I changed. I rehooked my dig, so now my dig is actually working. And on one of the videos I recently posted, I actually talk about this, the dig and the transmission and the and how it works, which is 2 videos ago.
Okay.
It's kind of cool. But to do this, I had to flip my transmission over, and because the transmission now is in front, I can actually put my Wraith interior in it. And
Okay.
anybody can do that. Even if you don't put the Wraith interior, you can just flip your motor around. You can have it pointed either way. It doesn't matter.
What I did to mine, I mirrored the transmission.
Oh, yeah?
So there's a little cap with the shaft where the shaft is flat, and
Okay.
you disconnect your shaft and you put it the other way around. You just need a little plastic spacer or something. So what it does, it changes how the body torques when you go up a hill and stuff like that. It kind of counter effects, the torque twist.
Yeah.
I saw a big difference. It's a little bit better for up the hills. But it's a lot of work. You got to take all your transmission apart and flip the shafts out from one end to the other.
And a lot of people have been changing their shocks to other shocks. These are the shock that came with the kit, and I take them apart once a year, and I just change the oil and refill it. And they've been going good. I have no problem with the stock shocks that came with the SCX-10.
Yeah. No sense of paying $120 on shocks for something that works pretty good out of the box. Yeah.
It's basically how you build them also. Like you can screw it up pretty fast, but if you're careful, you can build it properly.
Yeah.
Well, you've done a short course truck and setting up shocks and making shocks and all that. So
yeah, I took my SCX-10. I got a set of springs for it and try a couple of races. Then when you change all your setup and you go to race again, and it goes better, but you're trying to drive the way you were driving before, and it doesn't work.
Yeah,
it was very, very hard for that.
This is what you're going to see on my trails pretty soon.
Oh, that's a RC four-wheel drive Defender, eh? Or Defender.
Yeah. So, but what I don't like is the tire size on this thing. Way too small.
Yeah, well, in the rear it looks okay, but in the front it looks way too small. Yeah.
So I'm probably going to put these on.
But if you is it going to fit in the rear also? It looks pretty tough.
Oh, yeah, it'll fit in there. It's like actually underneath, but I got to put rims on it, and they'll fit in there.
Okay. Are those 1.9s or the stock one?
The rims. These rims are 1.9. It's just they're very small 1.9s.
Yeah, they're very low profile.
They're actually ripsaws.
Ripsaws are they're very aggressive.
So that's the only spare ones I have right now. Mind you, I do have another set of Trepidors, but I can take these rims off and put these on.
Yeah, they're beadlocks.
Yeah, they're beadlocks. So I haven't. I got this from Dave from our Radio Control Patrol.
Okay.
The only thing I'm waiting for this now is me picking a color for it. It came all pre-built.
So you didn't build it?
No.
Okay.
So everything was pre-built. I got it pretty much this way. And then when I got it, I put these black thing in there just to see how it look. I put the seat in. I just screwed them in. They're not tight, but they're just screwed in the interior.
Yeah, just fitting.
Yeah, just fitting it to see how it is, because I got to take them out anyways to paint them. There's still the middle box that I got to put there. So, and then there's a roof that I got to paint. but I have
Oh,
to figure out what paint scheme to use. Some people have been telling me, okay, you paint it like an old truck or paint it like a truck that's been restored.
or
So
weathered, or like maybe.
yeah, weathered or whatever. I like the weathered look, but I also like the new look. And
Hmm.
this is probably going to be my truck for don't scratch the paint. And I'm saying that, and that's what I said about my TF2. But like my TF2, I ran it like I stole it.
It's pretty beaten up, yes.
Yeah. So once I put on the trails, I'll see what happens with it.
Yeah.
I did buy an ESC for it. I got the motor for it. I just got to paint it. I just got to find the time. And I was waiting all winter because I can't paint. I don't have a heated garage, so I was waiting for summer to get here. And now summer's finally here, so now
No excuse.
no excuse. I got to start building. But now there's events coming on, so I don't have
Yeah.
time because I got to prepare for the event.
Yeah, you want to try to get, when it's nice, you gotta save it for a rainy day or something. Well, then you don't want to really paint when it's too humid.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So here's my beautiful TF2.
No, it doesn't look so bad. I thought it was more banged up than that.
Well, it is kind of bagged up when you look at in real life.
Yeah, I guess
it is. It actually sits crooked. It actually leans to a side. That's because when it rolled down the hill, I rolled after it.
Oh, at the time you
fell on it.
yeah, smushed it.
Yeah, and then I squished it and I broke the body. The body broke from here. It's all cracked.
Oh,
But I glued it back together.
I did a pretty good job.
Lost part of the windshield here. There's a bar. So, yeah, now you can see the crack.
Mm.
So,
Yeah,
it's
I
all
remember
cracked
now.
up. And then the window part is kind of missing a little bit here.
Okay, you could probably just paint it with a marker.
Yeah. But my back window at the back is kind of broken. So.
Okay, the trim, yeah.
Yeah. And not then, but after, I kind of lost my lid from my cooler.
Oh, darn.
Yeah. I got to reset this. This kind of came off here. So I just got to take the screw out. These screws are so friggin' small.
Yeah, they're just plastic and plastic.
Yep. That's a nice truck. I like my TF2. It's a complete different truck to drive than an SCX10. It handles completely different because it's on leaf springs, but it's got 2-speed, so it's the older version. It's a fun little truck.
It's heavy. It's really heavy though compared to
Yes.
most crawlers that are plastic.
It's heavy, but not as heavy as this guy.
The beast.
Here he comes. Does he fit?
There it goes.
Does he fit? Oh, he's leaning against.
Squish your stuff.
No, it doesn't fit. Camera. There we go.
Is it all fixed now? You had problems with one of the wheels or something?
Yeah, it's all fixed. I lost a bearing in the front. Chris at GCM did the bearing mod in the front, but for some odd reason it did come off. And I also fixed the issue that this didn't pop up all the way.
You fixed the wiring?
Yeah, I fixed the wiring. I pulled the wiring out, so now it actually flips up all the way. And now I have access to everything. And I put a 55 turn in there. That's why I got to look at what I put for pinion.
You find it slow, or
No, this one is actually good.
it's actually good?
Yeah, this one's actually running faster than my Jeep. So I'm actually gonna look at what's on here, because it is a 55 turn in the Jeep, and this has a 55 turn.
But it's completely different transmission, so it could be.
Yeah, it's true. The transmission's gonna be different.
And that one's a single speed.
This one has 2 speeds also.
2-speed also, nice.
Yeah, this thing is kind of fast. When I run it on 3-cell, it's a fun little truck. But it comes back to the discussion, or the title of this video. How much modification is too much modification, or when do you stop?
Okay.
I guess the real answer is it doesn't. You can mod anything, and as much as you want. It doesn't really care. Your imagination can bring you all over the place. Just like my rat rod that I built. I took a mini Revo, extended it a good 4 or 5 inches. Anyways, now it's actually a 12-inch wheelbase. It's got a fixed axle at the back. That thing is fun to drive.
Yeah, it doesn't do everything well, but it's fun all around. You know, you can bring it into trails. Can you bring it on asphalt?
Yeah. I just noticed I lost the windshield wiper.
Oh.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to make up another one.
Or find. I don't know if you can buy just the wipers.
I don't think so.
Probably comes in a part 3 or something.
Yeah, the part 3 is going to cost you $30, or
yeah,
me too. $10 for the part 3 and $30 for delivery.
Well, unless well, but you can buy them locally, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, yes, you can. Anything RC 4-wheel drive, you can buy at both hobby shops there.
Yep. So you take all your pictures?
No, gotta take a. Talk too much.
See if anybody sends a message. Try to log on.
No. What's up, Tank? Okay. RC Media Network Captain. Oh, he's not coming on tonight.
Cappy, you still up? Jump in. You want the link to jump in, Cappy? Cappy's not responding.
Well, it might take him 10 seconds.
That's true. He's we're
a little bit delayed. We're not really live.
Well, we are live if we're looking at the live feed, but
well, when you're on the live feed and you watch the live feed, there's always that delay.
Yeah. So I got these wheels from Chris at GCM Racing.
His wheels?
No, they're not his. They're another company's wheels.
Okay.
But the problem he had using his C-hub and carriers is that this.
Cappy's on.
Oh, Cappy's on. This was too small, so it kept on rubbing.
Oh, it would. Okay, all the steering parts and everything.
Yeah, so the steering part did not fit in. Even this one doesn't really fit in. And he mentioned that it only fits in, I can't remember which one, but it has to be smaller. Okay. So the SCX10 doesn't even fit in there, because this is one that actually fits on the SCX10.
I don't know.
So I got to.
No, SN there too. They're pretty big.
Oh yeah.
Carriers, yeah. I think they're even bigger than the CX10.
So I got to find out which wheel this is going to fit. Maybe I can keep them for my on roads.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll find a use for them. If not, I'll give them away to somebody that can use them. Hey, Cappy, you finally made it.
Oh,
School's over also.
yeah. Yeah. I actually have a summer camp for 4th of July coming up soon. So have fun with that too.
Okay. Did you? Was it the last day of school for you today?
No, a couple weeks back actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And my son, it was actually today that was his last day. So I'm going to scrape here. I'm just going to mute my microphone for a sec.
And I see we're talking about modifications today. Boy, do I have a story to tell.
Might as well go on. Francois not on. He's just listening.
Yeah. See, I don't think. Nope, not a single truck I have hasn't been modified in one way or another.
Yeah. You're pretty good at modifying stuff and coming up with ideas, either body or doing some odd, crazy thing. That's the fun part of this hobby, I find, is just letting your imagination wild and creating.
Oh, thank you, Tank. Actually, my monster beetle sitting right in front of me right now. Got her put back together. Electronic back in. Just need to spend some money on the transmission.
Yeah. I just find it amazing. Just going to turn the camera to me and look at it while I'm talking. I just find it amazing because I'm listening to your voice right now, and I still hear you from 2 years ago when we started these video chat. And let me tell you, in 2 years, your voice changed a lot. It's just crazy.
Yeah, he's growing up.
He's growing up.
Ah, thanks.
You're becoming a man. That's a scary thing.
Hoorah. Hey, I'm gaining up some territory on my dad too.
Oh yeah, you're gaining. Your voice is changing, and you're actually growing taller and wider.
Wider is a little debatable. You know, I'm still a beanpole because my metabolism is way too fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how much of our discussion have you heard so far?
Not much. I actually just got on.
Okay. So we were talking about my trucks, his trucks. Eric is selling his Slash, so he's got some two-wheel drive Slash, some 4x4 low C, and a
SC10.
SC10 roller.
Yeah. SC10 is I'm going to pull that out. It's ready to run.
Ready to run? Which one's a roller?
The low C, the 10 STE.
Okay.
SCTE. My God, that's. And hopefully, selling 3 trucks will give me enough money to buy a new one.
Yeah, you want to get the Traxxas one?
I'm thinking about it.
Oh, what do you have there?
Oh, that's not a Tamiya.
Yeah,
it is.
It is a Tamiya. Okay. Oh, okay.
The Monster Beetle.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a Blackfoot frame, eh?
Because I painted it all black.
No, I mean the actual the
frame,
the drivetrain and all. Maybe not. Maybe not. Sideways, it looks different.
Okay.
Has cantilever shocks.
That's kind of neat the way that suspension works. A buddy of mine had one at the last meeting.
Yeah, I like it. You do have to be careful though because I had to do a bit of artwork down here with some JB Weld because it started to crack up around here because I learned the hard way not to drop it from 4 feet.
Too many jumps. Too many jumps.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about at the meeting. They were saying they remember these trucks because they used to jump them 8, 12 feet in the air. I go, are you
Wow.
nuts? They're not made for that. I go, so doesn't mean we can't.
Yeah.
So like they modified the suspension. There's a couple tricks for modifying those suspension to be a little bit better and all that, and it's kind of cool. It's nice modification you did to the body.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. See, it being an off-road truck, I figured, well, it's got to have a roll cage. Not only that, because
Yeah.
the red starts to show through a lot on that black, and I wanted to keep it because I knew it was going to get rolled over at least once or twice.
Yeah.
So I decided to take some spare parts trees, cut them up a little bit, and mount them to the body to keep it looking nice. And I figured, why not do it right here too, because it also makes it look nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a bit
It's got a nice
No.
Mad Max looks to it.
or there's
Yeah, it wasn't really intended to be all that much Mad Max. More of just a hot rod monster beetle.
yeah, or rally beetle.
Yeah. Something like that. I remember on Google I was arguing with this one guy about whether like Ford or Chevy was better. And I was like, personally, I do prefer Monster Beetle best. And it's funny because I forget. Ramsey RC, he was on there and he picked up on what I was doing. And eventually he was like, dude, he's messing with you. No, it's an RC car. And he pulled up a picture of it to me, a Monster Beetle. You are so right. But originally, because to get a new transmission for that, I can no longer find, since the MIP differentials come out, the differential
Right.
need to replace in that. I can't find the stock differential parts in there to replace it because they got all shredded up and everything since the MIP one came out. So, and that's $60. Kind of hurts a little.
Ouch. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
and then I want to buy the B bag, which has all of these. That's still $40, which still hurts. And you know, I am kind of personally disappointed with Tamiya doing a re-release on it and not upgrading the differential at least.
Yeah, they just released it like the original.
Oh,
Not
Still.
even updated speed control or nothing.
well, no, speed control was updated. It was.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was capable of breathless, and they also upgraded the drive shafts, from what I hear.
So how far are you going to bring that customization? When are you going to stop? Are you ever going to stop?
This one will probably meet an end to customization until I find another thing that needs fixing, which from what I've seen so far, nothing.
Okay.
I'm not going to make it go any farther than 15 miles an hour just because it's not that kind of, I don't want to break the body.
Yeah, well, the plastic on it it's a not a brittle plastic, but it's not as tough as a Traxxas. It's just different plastic.
And really, it's just the kind of style it is. It the whole like where it came from and when it came from kind of idea kind of suits it going slow, and you know everything else.
Yeah.
So once when I do get the differential fixed up and the transmission issues, then I'll probably go ahead and call it quits on that. Same with the Alpha Storm, which that one, goodness, it went through a change.
Yeah.
Get into the garage.
Your camera's a little bit better now, Eric.
It is. I think
Yeah.
it depends a lot on our internet, eh?
Yeah, probably same here.
Because I think our
See, that's a
uploads are-
nicer body. I should take that body off of you instead.
It's almost brand new. Like I think I used it for 5-6 races.
Well, there you go. See, that'd be a perfect body for my slash.
Well, that one will be $30.
All right, I'm gonna be right back.
Okay.
No problem. So we have Canada Day coming up, and we're celebrating 150 years of independent, or not independent.
Founded, when it was founded, or anniversary, I guess. I don't know if I took side pictures.
Let's see if some people are here. What I can do is actually go and share my screen. Do, 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 do. Trying to figure out how to share my screen again. There. So here we go. Do you see this?
Okay. Yeah, I see the YouTube channel.
Yeah. So I have 2 videos in the queue. So tomorrow morning there's going to be this video coming out. It's me playing on the hills with the GCM Cross Canyon, and then there's me and Chris building the bumper in rails. Yeah. That video is going to be released on the 30th. But this video is actually right now on my Facebook, on the Tank RC Facebook.
Yeah, I think I saw it. I just didn't watch it yet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that video, 2 weeks before it came out, I decided to put it in on Facebook just for the hell of it, and it's got like thousands of views. It's just crazy how many views this thing has now.
It might have been shared somewhere else, or.
Well, I shared it a bunch of places, but on the Tank RC, there's a bunch of stuff here. Zombies. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
No, me either.
What got shared a bunch?
This video here, GCM Cross Canyon military Jeep.
Oh.
So it's me and Chris did some work on it, but it's got 4,009, almost 5,000 views on Facebook. And I have problems getting 200 views on YouTube. It's just crazy how many people view now videos on Facebook compared to YouTube.
And here's my big issue with that. I think it should be, I think it should honestly be illegal for Facebook to use your videos to monetize without them giving you revenue from it, at least 50%, because they're literally stealing money from you. And by
as far as I know, they're not making money off of my video.
Oh no, they are. They are, because all those ads on the side and everything, they're piggybacked by your video automatically, and they will make a ton of money off of it. And by the time you do win the lawsuit, if you do decide to file one for said video, they've already made the maximum money out of it, and you're not going to make squat diddly.
Yeah, but it's not embedded in the video, so I don't think your lawsuit would work, I think, in this way. It's not forcing you to watch these ads, really.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe they are pushing ads on the side and things like that, but it's not an ad playing before or after my video. So it's
more the cost of using Facebook as you get those ads.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure you kind of agreed to those when you signed to Facebook somewhere.
Yeah.
Which is honestly one of the reasons why I don't use Facebook, just the amount of ads and everything. I'm not exactly too fond of it either.
I thought Chris was on for a second, but it's a video.
Yeah. Well, it was funny at the beginning when we started thinking. He goes, "I need a bicycle helmet." I go, "Why a bicycle helmet?" He goes, "When I weld, I go crazy." So, so I got this. When the music's playing, you actually hear him say this. I go crazy. I go crazy. So it's funny. I kind of laughed when I did the editing for this, but I like working with him. He's a nice
Nice
guy.
fun. Very passionate.
Yeah, he likes playing with tiny trucks.
I think that's it's his life, I think.
Yeah. Well, it
Well,
is because he builds parts, and some people have been putting comments like, "Oh, his price are way too expensive." Well,
you don't
it's
have to buy.
one guy building these parts out of his warehouse and where he works. Like, it's not a bunch of little Chinese people or like a manufactured plant that makes thousands and then they can bring the price down. That's not how it works. It's custom work. It's custom RCs.
And you're paying for the quality. It's top quality stuff, you know.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. Like I'm not saying I would buy stuff for him, but one day, you know, it's
Are you missing screws there, Eric?
screws.
Yeah, you seem like you were looking at them, trying to find some screws.
No, I'm trying to figure out what these parts are.
Oh yeah, because you're selling the extra parts that goes with the truck. So
I'm gonna sell yeah, I got hubs. I think this is a shock tower.
you think,
Yeah, steering links.
okay.
I bought all these parts, never installed them. There's springs, fun racing. You got 2 sets of springs for the front, rear.
Well, there's a guy in Navan now that has a track. Did you know that?
Yes, but I'm trying not to get back into short course truck. So I just, when people say, "Oh yeah, sir, bye," I'd like to stay in the crawlers.
Yeah.
I really love the crawlers.
Oh yeah, they're
I like to go slow now, with a little bit of speed.
mm-hmm.
Nothing seems to breaks when you go slow.
Oh yes, it can.
I've had pretty good luck. I think I've
You're
had to
doing it.
change. I've had to change a spur on my rate and stock drive shaft, and that's about it.
Oh yeah, that's typical. You know what you
Well,
can do with the drive? I hear you can put a rod in the inside of them, and that'll in the little hole that's hollow in them, and that'll keep them from caving in and shredding.
Okay. What the heck truck is that?
That was an ECX.
a Torment, ACX Torment? No,
Was.
was. Now it's like a catapult.
Yeah. Turned it into a truggy since I was tired of. I'm a really big fan of the truggy look. So, I mean, technically, right now it's a stadium truck because it's 2-wheel drive.
Okay.
Oops, I went too fast.
Looks a little better on camera than it does in real life. Which is typical of the Alpha Storm. Yeah, I've done a lot of videos of this one recently, mainly because I live in a much bigger community with a lot more land for dirt bikers. So,
Okay.
lots of fun.
Cool.
You know, I'd be wondering why the paint theme, well, would be working without a red, white, and blue paint theme.
I think it looks like a USA paint team, eh?
Eventually, someday, I'm going to have to rebuild this whole chassis since it is mostly aluminum.
Right.
And or not just chassis, but the whole roll cage body thing. because it's starting to not necessarily coming apart, but it's kind of getting all loosened up and everything.
Yeah, problem with aluminum and screws. It's hard to keep them together.
Well, so far the fins on this fin is right here what I'm using, because these bolts, the square ones with the hex, they're all iron, so you can crank down on those like crazy, and of course you gotta be careful because they'll strip. Right here I can't get in anymore because they kind of got stripped a little bit, and then there's a few on which only goes 25 miles an hour, but you know, it's not brushless.
I can't find mini tank. I'm looking all over the place for mini tank and I can't find them. So I got this guy, which is taller than mini tank. That's Undertaker.
Yeah, Undertaker.
And because in this Jeep, he still looks small. But the other day I found this guy, which is a little bit bigger than he is. He's a little wider, but he doesn't bend as much. Plus, he's got this stupid pack sack in the rear.
It's molded to the guy, or you can't take it off?
Yeah, I'm going to take my Dremel to him.
Yeah, cut his butt off.
Yeah, I'm going to cut the plastic off, and then I'm going to fill the hole with Shugu, and then I'm going to sit him in the military truck because he's all dressed for it anyways.
Yeah, army guy goes in the army truck.
Yeah, but his legs, they kind of on a V shape, so I'm going to have to custom make something to bend him. Because what happens is he had a buddy.
Excuse me.
His buddy had a hat.
Oh.
But buddy lost a leg.
You stepped on a landmine?
I must have stepped on line or something, but I tried to close his leg because he was like on a V shape like his. So
Okay.
I just squished the legs and pop, it just came off.
Pop the joint.
Yeah, I popped the joint. So nothing says that these guys have to come out and bend. So I'm going to fix him so he actually keeps sitting all the time, and maybe keep him for posing outside the truck. So
yeah, it's a good idea.
But these guys are a little bit bigger than him, so they might look better in that truck. So that's another thing I'm going to be working on.
Yeah, I like the guy missing a leg. He looks pretty.
Yeah. You know, you could go back the truck as a sort of amputee. Or like, wrong in the battlefield.
Yeah, glue that and cut it right here and make it look like an amputee.
A little bit more about this truck.
Let me go back to you. Hold on a sec. Present to everybody. Go ahead.
And the tires are actually wheels, or the rims really. They are short course truck, but the tires not. They're actually rock crawler trenchers.
So you stretch them.
Fit on. And then a motor, we have a Titan 12 turn, which is the best, in my opinion, or really any Titan is the best brush motor I've ever come across. Mainly because you can put them through some pretty high temperatures and they don't smoke. They just live in Arizona with 120 degrees of summer.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice thing to have. And you know, granted, the ESC only allows it to go one way and it doesn't break, mainly because, yeah, that one, I'm really eventually I will get brushless, but you know, eventually. And when I do, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get keep the ESC cooler, which will probably involve a fan. Figure out a way to find one for cheap. And like probably not. They're all stock, basically. When it comes down to it, everything that's not custom built, except for these. Oh yeah, the A-arms, RPM, and the I forget the name for those ones. Hub carrier. Replace those with aluminum. Wish I would have gotten RPM. That would save me a couple extra bucks, but you know, it didn't have RPM because aluminum in certain scenario is overrated.
Okay.
But you know, that's pretty much it for this truck.
In the chat box, we had Sir Chipalot that joined in the chat. This is another truck I just picked up a few weeks ago. Well, not a truck, but a car.
Oh, on road. Drift car.
Yeah, it's a drift car. It's a Sakura D4, D4, I think, or whatever it's called, D4, I think. But it's a four-wheel drive Sakura. So I picked it up as a roller, and then I looked what I had here for ESCs, and I found one. And then I put it in there, and I had a little motor that I also put in there. I should learn not to keep my batteries plugged, but that's just me. So I put a 3500 kV in there, and the Speed Passion. It's a Pro Stock. The problem with this Pro Stock is that it does not have reverse, because it's actually came out of a short course truck, and it or was it my buggy? I think it was my two-wheel drive buggy, and it was meant for racing, and in racing you're not allowed to have reverse. So this is all weighted, the front and the rear, for it to drift a little bit better, and it's supposed to drift pretty good. But this thing is like in mint condition, like underneath is not even scratched.
Yeah, it looks brand new.
This thing was only ran on carpet and barely, like even the arms, like nothing is scratched. It's crazy. Crazy thing. So I do not want to take it and go on the street with it.
No, it's not a street car.
No, so I'm waiting to go drift somewhere, to Driftgate in Gatineau or something like that. So I'll end up going. It's just, and I'm looking at the same time, I'm looking for another ESC for this. And I'll find one. I'm in no rush. But it's got a lot of aluminum upgrades, the carriers and all that. And it's
holy
cool.
weight!
Hey?
How much weight did they put on there?
A lot. This thing's heavy. This thing is heavy.
Yeah.
Wow.
The rear has less, but the front, it's just crazy how much weight.
Okay, I thought weights, a few weights here and there, but no, they put almost half a kilo on there.
This thing is heavy. I should weigh it, not how much it weighs. Thought I had a scale for luggage somewhere. Anyways, when I find my luggage scale, I'll weigh it. And see, I think the Speed Passion came from my two-wheel drive buggy.
Yeah, I think
and
it did.
This XP came out of Sebastien's SC10 two-wheel drive short course truck, because this one's a little bit bigger. And this one also is brushless, but does not have reverse.
There's no option. It's just forward.
No. Yeah, you can't modify it. Kind of
Or you
sucks.
can't. There's no settings. No settings.
No settings, no jumper. I looked in the manual, and there's some people that are saying, is there a firmware? And there's nothing, and there's nothing you can do. So
Yeah, there's just not the electronics aren't built. There's no transistor for the reverse.
I guess.
Oh, one of the links popped out on my CX10.
I have learned to work without reverse.
Yeah, same here. You learn fast enough, and if you don't have reverse, it's not a killer. It's just pain in the ass that you have to go and
Reset
get
your
truck
car.
off the wall and reset it.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue with it. But honestly, it's because it really does help with learning how to drive, because you'll be going out there and I would say it's going to help you become less likely to actually run into objects, which will
Yeah.
help brakes. So in the end, it's more than likely worth it.
Oh, this link is pretty bad.
Did you break a link?
The ball links.
You must be
Oh yeah, I replaced all of mine on my SCX10. I had to replace them all.
Yeah, my steering one is popping out, or eventually will pop out. Let's see if I have a spare.
Okay, so I found my scale, my luggage scale. So how much do you think this car weighs? With
Kilos
all weight.
kilos or pounds?
I mean kilograms.
Or kilograms?
I don't know. I'm a pound guy.
You're a pound guy? Okay, wait, I'll change it in pounds. Here we go. We're in pounds now.
Okay, pounds. I don't know. 7 pounds.
Yeah, because yeah.
Okay. So I'm lifting.
Oh, 10.
Oh, you know. Oh, 2.6 pounds.
That's
What?
it. Ah, it looks heavier.
For a drifter.
It's true. It's true. It's just is it carbon fiber, aluminum?
It's carbon fiber.
Ah,
Okay, that explains it.
It's
I'm
got
not
a
used
carbon.
to
Yeah, carbon.
A stock Torment's like
Okay, a link. Ball.
so. I want to learn a bit about lipos today.
You learned a bit about lipos? What did you learn?
Did you learn in a good way or bad way?
Good way. I actually scared the snot out of myself earlier today in the garage because I was working around and taking mine. I just moved into a new house. All the garage is still a complete mess. You know, we have to get it all organized and everything. I moved a big wooden board over. Apparently, it got set down on some plexiglass. Well, plexiglass, it being able to bend, it did bend. And for a while, it held that until all of a sudden it went snap. And then it sounded like a lipo basically popping and letting off a bunch of fumes. So that practically gave me a heart attack. It was kind of funny because I was looking at my lipo at the time, and I was actually quite concerned because it was bulging out a good. Let's see. So right now it's got a pretty normal looking bulge for the temperature that I live in, and that's maybe a half centimeter above the casing. And this is also this is pretty weak. It's pretty weak. Was about I want to say about a centimeter and a half.
Wow.
Okay.
Quite a bunch.
So yeah, I was getting a little concerned that it was going to blow up. So I went and started looking if there was a solution to making it not bulge without actually having to puncture it. And I was looking around on YouTube, and I found this guy. He actually commented on a YouTube video, and he said the way lipos work is they have a chemical in them that's an electrolyte fluid, And when it gets hot, it vaporizes and it expands. And that's what creates the bulge. So if you cool it down, it's going to help condense the bulge. So, I put it in my fridge and now it's back to normal. And which would explain it because I normally keep my lipos in the garage. And I brought this to my dad's attention, saying we should more than likely keep our lipos in the house so that they don't explode.
Yeah.
And
No swells.
we should. But he was also saying that when they do overcharge, they release a hydrogen gas. So, that's what causes them to explode. And I'm sure it's not just the package bursting, but rather several other things like the electrodes starting to come into contact, mixed with high temperatures that will cause them to catch on fire and then cause serious damage. Which would explain it because I've seen I've seen one video where this one guy took a bunch of lipos, started overcharging them on purpose to see what would happen. And most of the times it resulted in it just quietly going out, not anything big. And
Yeah, it's just a little.
which is interesting because I've seen videos where this one video where a guy just plugged in his car and it was and then like 5 seconds later it literally blew up in his hand.
Yeah.
It was insane. So yeah, he said that he's actually put a small needle into the package of his lipo to discharge the excess gas, which he said that the companies, they like to make us believe that discharges a ton of gas and everything that's going to cause it to lose battery life very, very quickly. And he said, but it's actually not. He said that the time it takes for it actually to happen compared to how long they say it's going to happen, or really what they make it out to when it's going to happen for batteries to die out completely is a lot longer.
Excuse me.
On my Facebook, the Tank RC, and I think I'm going to post this in the group, the RC Brotherhood, also, and a bunch of other ones. But there's a video, and I'll show you real quick the video itself, and I'll make sure I present to everybody. There we go. So the video is called "How to Store LiPo Batteries Safely," and there's an in-depth fire test also on this video. It's kind of cool. So they test how to what the list of the test and what they test: an enamel box, the lid closed, no seal. Because a lot of people actually think of putting it in your batteries in an enamel box, and that's safe. Well, the problem is if you put it in an ammo box and you close it, it's airtight sealed. And when the batteries explode, they all explode. If one battery explodes, so it's very dangerous, and actually shows it in this video very good. So he goes down, he does about 6 or 8 different tests. So
Scenarios,
in the LiPo bag, he's showing in a LiPo bag what happens if a fire comes out. So it actually shows that there's a lot of smoke. You're going to have smoke damage. You're going to have a little bit of fire damage. He actually does on purpose of shorting the battery so it catches on fire. But in this bag, there's one battery. There's a DJI Phantom 2 battery. And there's a second one in there too. There's 2 batteries.
One of these guys.
So he's doing this outside in a mock-up corner of a house.
Okay, with wood and different materials.
Yeah. So see, he's taking the LiPo bag out of there, and he says, like, this went up to 206, and this is what happens. So.
Whoa! Look at that bag.
Yeah,
Wow.
the bag is all gone. So he's saying, okay, what happens in the bag? What happens in that? So then he does a different test with different batteries. My internet's kind of slow. I'm streaming and downloading at the same time.
Yeah, downloading.
But, well, I'm downloading this video.
Okay,
See how much
yeah,
fire there is?
uploading and downloading. Okay, I see what you mean.
So it's a pretty cool video that shows a lot of different and how to store,
It's crazy.
and it's a really
Wow.
neat video.
So that's
But
a
it's called,
that's not the Gen Ace in the lipo bag, is it?
I don't know if the Genex.
No, you just put a Gen Ace battery in a lipo bag, but I think you forwarded it.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's see this one. This one is Trinergy. There was another one here. It was a Gen Ace. Yeah, this is the ammo box.
Okay. Semi-open, or did it blow open?
Yeah, this is a Gen Ace 1500 milliamp 6S.
Holy crap!
Yeah, and this is why if I were to build one or design one, what I would do is I'd have separate containers of the batteries. There's separate containers. Each single container is for one battery itself. And the way I've seen people do it before is they'll have a plastic surrounded by sand, and the battery is inside of the plastic. So that way, if the battery does catch on fire, it melts through plastic, and the sand will come in and smother the fire out.
This is exactly. I'm showing you exactly what you want to do. He's got a plastic, and he's got
a plastic bag with sand. Yeah.
And then the plastic burns, and then the sand just muffles the fire.
Yeah.
And he does say that it does help. It did protect the other batteries when it started burning there is some damage, but it did protect.
But
you probably don't want to use those batteries.
Yeah, there's no way those batteries are going to be saved in the anyways. I'd throw them off because I wouldn't. Yeah. I know it'd be pricey, but I'd rather throw out a $100 battery to save a $300 car.
See, the other batteries survive. The floor is okay.
Plastic bag of sand on top. DGI, smaller cells. Oof. Oh, that didn't. Bit of flame on the wall.
So it's kind of interesting video.
I actually remember I foolishly left a lipo in my truck while I was working on it.
Oh,
and
okay.
No, it didn't catch on fire, thankfully. But I did actually puncture it with my drill, and only just a little bit. Went just a little bit into the first cell, and it actually, all this gas just came up from it, like not fizzing or anything, just rose from it, and the bag deflated, or not the bag, the cell deflated, and I was like, huh, it's kind of interesting. I mean, I'm putting this in a plastic bag full of sand and gravel and throwing it in the trash. But that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I should store my lipos a bit better.
Oh yeah, me too. I don't even have a bag for them, and I was talking to my dad about that. We need to get a container for them, so that way they do.
Well,
so that way they are stored safely.
Yeah, at least lipo bags, like individual lipo bags or something. That's what I'm thinking is the safest way.
I need to get new lipos anyways, because my main lipo, which was an Electron 5200 2-cell, the connector, the balance plug for it just came right off. I don't even know where to get the connector part for that. And
okay, the wires are still there?
Yeah, the wires are still there.
You don't, yeah. So maybe a local hobby store, but yeah, you're right. It might be harder to find them.
And I actually have some bad experience with some of my local hobby shops. I mean, some of them are great, some of them are horrible. You really got to test around with them and see what they're good with. Like I have one hobby shop I went to, and I was trying to get an axle for Project Die Hard, which is my 6x6, and that I'm still building. And I heard a guy in the distance that was an employee say, "What's a 6x6?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, sometimes they can't know everything. You kind of have to educate yourself too when you go to the hobby store.
More stuff, but it was really the lack of common sense that got to me that frustrated me more. Because let's be honest, a 4x4 truck, we should all know what it means, especially if you're in a hobby shop.
Yeah.
A 6x6 truck, common sense should tell you that a 4x4 truck is 4-wheel drive, while a 6x6 truck is 6-wheel drive.
True.
Now, unfortunately, they didn't exactly have the parts that I was looking for, which I actually found for that hobby shop. If I want to go crawler, I'm not going to that hobby shop.
Well, what do they sell at the hobby shop?
They mainly do planes and fast cars.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's yeah.
I get my monster wheel from them, which was, I think, the only monster wheel that they had on the shelf. So, I mean, it had been there for a while because let's be honest, left the night.
Oh. There's Francois. You got a second screen right there.
Yeah.
Plug your laptop on there and put your chat. Back and forward from computer. Just got in from work. Yeah, so like, is that Randy? Sir Tripolot?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he says not all lipo bags are good. Some
Some are so. Yeah,
work.
that's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I actually saw from I don't know if you are familiar with their YouTube channel, but what they did is they put, I think it was a steel plate on the bottom, and then a concrete cinder block
Yeah.
on top, really in the middle. They put the lipos in the holes of the cinder block and a bag of sand over the top.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty smart method of doing it.
Yeah, because you just kind of choke out any flammable, like all the oxygen, and there's nothing to burn except the battery itself.
Yeah, Sir Tripolot says he has old metal toolbox that he has made compartments in and have batteries all separated. So even if one goes, it saves the other one. I don't know. The heat is kind of intense. It might save it, but I don't know.
Yeah. I'd do the same with that, putting the sand over the top. I wouldn't be too much concerned about saving them. I'd be more concerned about preventing them from blowing up as well.
Yeah, it's protecting your house and your investment and all the stuff that you have around.
I mean, saving them would be nice, but I'd still be skeptical of using them because they've seen some pretty intense heat that would cause them to start to expand a lot, which is, very unhealthy for the pack.
Yeah, one thing I never do is charge them in the car itself.
Yeah, no, that's.
I've seen so many people. I've seen so many people do it and burn their RC cars almost to the ground. Like,
yeah,
it hurts.
Eventually, one day, I do hope that technology permits, we can get batteries that don't explode, but are still powerful. Which, if you think about it, it kind of does make sense. Keeping all that power built up in a small space kind of has its own drawback.
Well, there's so many lipos and there's so many discharge rate, and the bigger, not NIMS, but the bigger capacity of battery is, the less discharge rate you require. It's a whole math to these batteries.
Oh yeah.
And it's just crazy. But for some people to actually learn that, it's kind of tough. Like, people start with a Slash or a Bandit, and they buy a lipo battery, and then they go and buy a bigger Slash or a Boat, and then they start putting the batteries in those things. Well, theoretically, you got to get new batteries that are bigger and a better discharge rate and all that for them. And higher batteries, like, you can't just run the same battery in every single truck. It's just like the ESCs. You can't take an ESC from a small little tinker toy and put it in your big truck. You're just going to kill it.
Oh, and actually wanting to do that with the ESC that I had to replace, because Monster Beetle's ESC right now, I neglected to off ESC, so I almost found that, but I'm getting a.
Yeah, so Randy, you're cutting up real bad there. But Randy says he has 4-inch gaps between the compartment and filled with sand. Yeah, that's going to save the batteries.
Well, at least separate the heat.
Yeah.
So you don't have another battery catch on fire.
Yeah. And he says he never had one catch on fire, but I had one that puffed up and swelled up and didn't smoke. Same thing with me. Like, I had my battery, I discharged it too much, and then I wanted to revive it. So I put it on NIM just for a few minutes. I just wanted to leave it there for a few minutes. But something happened, and I was called away from the basement.
Oh.
And I left, and I came back 4 hours later.
Oh.
And the battery was actually just sitting on top of my lipo bag, and it was swollen up like 4 times the size of the battery. It did not explode. It did not catch on fire. But let me tell you, I unplugged it, took the lipo bag, wrapped it around it, ran upstairs, and threw the fucking thing outside.
As far as you can.
I'm saying I was so fucking lucky. It's not. It's like my PS battery was gone, but I didn't care in the sense that I fucked up. But at least the house didn't catch on fire.
Yeah. Yeah, you got really lucky there.
That is wow.
But again, people make it scarier than it is. Most situation, your battery's not going to explode or like that. It's just going to puff up, whatever, maybe vent a little bit, like a little bit of smoke. But
yeah, because like I said, the recharge, it releases hydrogen gas, which was interesting because he said when it discharges, it'll actually absorb most of it, but it will not absorb all of it. Hence the build over time of excess or of an excess voltage.
hang out. Oh, you're putting the link back in.
I put the link there, so search Chipalot can come back in.
What are you playing on your little TV in your garage?
X-Men.
Oh, okay. Oh, you can play movies on it. Okay.
Now that you say it's X-Men, I remember seeing that. Is that which one is that?
That's the one that he goes back in time. I can't remember the title of that. I'd have to get out to know the title.
days of food patties. Yeah.
Well, I'm that close to calling it a night.
What time is it?
I'm tired.
Oh, holy cow, it's already midnight.
Yeah, it's midnight.
Time flies.
It's fun when you're talking, you're chit-chatting and talk to old friends you haven't talked to in a long time. And
Don't get much done, but have fun.
yeah,
Oh,
true.
yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and get off here.
No problem, Sir Chipolot. I sent him the link, but he said he can't join in on that computer.
Okay. Yeah, it's a pain sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah, Eric had the same issue earlier. He was on Chrome, not Chrome,
Firefox,
Firefox.
which I always used, but now it's saying that the plugin's not supported anymore.
cursed Firefox.
Yeah. So I might start switching to Chrome slowly.
Yeah, I like Chrome.
Now I lost all my pinion gears.
I have a whole bunch of them.
Maybe those are mine.
No. Well, you lent me one once, and I gave it back. But other than
Okay,
that,
no, I just found them. They fell out of my box into another drawer.
And I can't wait for the privilege of being able to have friends that are also in the RC that I can just trade parts with that aren't out in my own way.
true. It's fun to have some friends that. That's why a lot of people ask. They say, "What RC should I buy?" Well, find out what your friends have and get the same thing, because like that you can share parts, and you can, if your buddy upgrades, you can have his old parts or whatever. There's no.
Yeah.
It's better to have the same kind of car your buddy has, and everybody has.
Having a friend, he moved out to TEN-SCTE, but he had a rate. And me having my RS10 from Red Cat, we can exactly do that, but we can make a few things perfect.
Yeah.
Well, see you. Take care.
Sounds good. Well, I'm going to cut this short. Well, short. It's 2 hours now.
Long enough.
Long enough. Thanks for dropping by and chatting with me.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh,
All right.
Randy is saying he's starting up the old computer. Well, try to join in, Sir Chipolot, and we're going to stay on for a little bit, but we're going to stop the live broadcast now.
It will be off air.
Off air, like that we can swear and say bad words.
Weren't you doing that earlier?
No. I try to keep it clean. Try to anyways.
Okay.
Thanks for dropping by, and don't forget, if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to get more, and hit the little bell, like that you'll know when we go on live. And I'll try to do these every month or every 2 weeks. It all depends on who wants them. The more people say, hey, bring them back, or let's talk and let's do this, we can do that. So Sir Chipolot, you have the link. Boot up your computer, and I'll send you the link also on Facebook. So we'll talk to you later. Bye. Thanks. Thanks, Eric.
Bye.